Okay, so today we have Morrissey and Makeup is a Lie. Now, after last week where I said I might come to an end here with Morrissey reviews, people said he has a new album coming out, and there's a new song out, the title track, and I didn't even know. I guess I just don't keep up to date with a lot of things. But anyway, from this album cover here, I don't know what's going on. I've never seen Morrissey more horrified or happy, or I don't know what's going on there. So I'm intrigued as hell already. I've seen some people say it sucks. I've seen some people say, it's all right. So I'm intrigued. I didn't know this was a thing. So let's get into it. Makeup is a Lie. It's a big change from Meat is Murder, but let's go here.
I found myself in Paris. She sat in mournful silence. By midnight came an outburst. So much louder than a cloudburst.
Bombastic.
She said, makeup is a lie. Oh, makeup is a lie. Oh, makeup is a lie. Oh, makeup is a lie. I soon returned to Paris.
Paris once more.
To the garret of the poet. In her mind of blank reclusion.
I like how he holds on to his words.
Until the same explosion. Makeup is a lie. Oh, makeup is a lie. Oh, makeup is a lie. Oh, makeup is a lie. 10 years passed in boredom. I made my way to Paris. To stand before her gravestone. I read the words in granite.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Makeup is a lie. Oh, makeup is a lie. Makeup is a lie. Makeup is a lie. Oh, makeup is a lie. Makeup is a lie. Oh, makeup is a lie. Makeup is a lie. Makeup is a lie. Oh, makeup is a lie.
Morrissey, Makeup is a Lie. I don't know what happened. I don't know what I just heard. So like I said off the top, some people said that this is terrible and that we deserve better. How was this the first single? I believe it's the first single he put out from this album that's coming next month, February. As I record this, it's January. My God, one of my least favorite months. But like, I don't know, like. I don't know where to go. His voice is rich. I gotta say, I love his rich voice here. Of course, again, he's 60, in his early 60s, I do believe. I can never remember his actual freaking age. But anyway, so you can hear some, like, gravitas in that voice. You can hear some gravel, because he's older. I mean, he's not fucking, it's not 1982 anymore. But there's something, again, just about his voice is unpredictable. The song's a bit unpredictable. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's almost like he recorded that in the studio at a different point. And it's just so different and it's just so unique. And it's like, I don't know. Again, I understand people saying the song sucks and that the production could be better. I mean, I agree. I probably with that. Not the whole sucks thing, but the production there, the sparse instrumentation is different. From the get-go there too, it was kind of, I guess I want to say a Spanish or a Latin flair on the guitar work there from, I'm guessing, Jesse DeBiase, although I do know that Alan White has returned on this album too. So, yeah, just from the get-go there, I was like, oh, that's reminiscent of other Morrissey songs I've heard. He's never shied away from that Latin flair, or whatever you want to call it. And that light plucking. So I was like, that sounds familiar there. Okay. And then, but then there's that bombastic dance beat, I guess you might say. I mean, I don't think it was the drums there. The drummer here is Brendan Buckley. It's my first time ever hearing of Brendan Buckley. Of course, I do believe Matt Walker was his most recent drummer, I want to say. But again, I don't keep up with these things too much. But of course, he was on many of Morrissey's recent tracks anyway. But so yeah, Brendan there. But again, I don't think he was. I think there must have been a machine or something anyway. But it was just that was the best part for me, I thought. And it was so different. It was so weird at the same point, but had me, moving my feet like an idiot. And like I said, it had that danceable, relatable feel for that. And again, it was just so different to me on that. And Morrissey's voice was, again, unpredictable when you had that dance beat with him. And it's just so different. And Makeup as a Lie. It just, his voice, it's almost like I'm not comparing him, but like a David Bowie, or just don't know where his voice is going to go. Again, you didn't know where the song was going to go, and you had him coming in and out, like I said, with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's another part in there where he had a voice, he sang a vocal where he was like farther away. There was some distance guitar work at a point too, and some good bass work in there too. Now, there's one part in particular where the bass was most notable. Now I can't remember the part. It's always hard to remember things I want to say when I'm listening to the track, and then I forget them. I mean, I should be writing stuff down, I guess, when I'm listening. But anyway, you guys heard it. Like I said, sparse interpretation a little bit all the way through almost, and it was just more about Morrissey's whole point, and that chorus that he sang quite a few times, and Makeup as a Lie. I mean, from the message of the track, it's obviously the lyrics are kind of sparse as well to go along with the music there, but he has a point and he has a message here, and it's much of the same as he's always kind of talked about, finding the truth, I guess. When you take off the makeup, there's your truth, of what it actually looks like, what the person actually looks like, whatever you want to say. And of course, the whole point in there when he talks about she said, there's a lot of talk of that about what she's saying. She said makeup is a lie. It's not me. It's not Morrissey. She said makeup is a lie. But like I said, it seems like another way of saying the truth is out there. Find the truth, whatever the hell. But for me too, like I said, the song was different. The song was crazy. I'm not somebody, it's hard for me to say, oh, it sucks, because I just think it's fun. I think it's quirky. I think it's different. And I feel like at this point, Morrissey, again, he's in his 60s. I mean, he's just on side quests. He can do whatever the hell he wants. He's got a big net worth, whatever the fuck. I'm sure he's living fine, with his cat or his cats or whatever he's got. And it's just like, he can do whatever he wants, and he can put in whatever he wants. And this is just, again, a kind of fun, different tune. And I'm just, I don't, I'm fine with it. It's just like, again, made me laugh and made me chuckle, made me giggle. Yeah, it was just different in that way. And like I said, there's something endearing about it in that way. But it's a slow burner too. I feel like I'm probably going to end this video and I'll be saying makeup as a lie. That's going to be in my head. So, I mean, it's catchy in that way too. But I just, it was very, it was a different first single there. Didn't know what to expect. And, but again, I had some fun. So, looking at the personnel here, and again, this is personnel per Morrissey's website that I'm getting here from Wikipedia on this album. And I guess down the road, I'll react to more of these songs. Again, I didn't know he had a whole album coming out here. But anyway, of course, Morrissey is on vocals and songwriting. Jesse DeBiase on guitars. Gustavo Manzer on keyboards and backing vocals. Again, Gustavo is always great on those on keyboards, of course. And I would imagine he had a big point here in the dance feel. Alan White, like I talked about, is on guitars here and backing vocals. Juan Galino, I apologize, but Juan is on bass guitar here. Like I said, bass was notable at different points. And of course, Brendan Buckley, like I mentioned, is on drums. And he was a part of that whole kind of thunderous, bombastic feel. And of course, Joe Ciccarelli, and I never know if I'm saying his last name right, but Joe, of course, is doing production here, and I remember seeing his name on many different, maybe not many different, but on previous Morrissey albums, so it's nice to see another familiar name there. But like I said, the reviews on this track have not been great, from fans or critics or whatever, but to me, again, it's like, I can't, I have a hard time saying this is terrible, because it still made me laugh and it still got me going. It still made me move. So I don't know, there's something in there like that. So with the first verse, I found myself in Paris. She sat in mournful silence. So I'm thinking death, I'm thinking darkness already. But midnight came in outburst so much louder than a cloud burst. And it's like, what are we going to hear here? Chorus, we go into, she said, makeup is a lie. All makeup is a lie. Makeup is a lie. And that's just repeated on. So I feel like, Paris, he's had songs, throwing my arms around Paris. It seems like Morrissey really enjoys Paris. And I mean, why not? Paris is a beautiful place. I mean, my God. And it's an old place. And it seems like this person, maybe Paris works in here because this person is also old and fading. And, Paris is not as maybe beautiful as it used to be because it's an old place. And so that comes to mind that it's old. It's an old city. But anyway, but yeah, she said makeup is a lie. And again, I don't know if that just only means the whole point of once you take the makeup off, you see the real thing, and that can go along with many other things that go on in the world. Of course, Morrissey has not been quiet about what he thinks about things and politics or whatever, what have you. With the second verse, I soon returned to Paris, to the garret of the poet. And of course, the garret of the poet, there's an annotation here on genius.com. I don't always read these, but it helps out every now and then. The gravestone of Oscar Wilde in Paris. That's what it seems to be here. So I guess that maybe that's what he's doing, to the garret of the poet, which of course is in Père Lachaise Cemetery. And I do believe, is that where Jim Morrison is buried too? I know he's buried in Paris anyway, but anyway. Inner mind of blank reclusion until the same explosion. Just the word choice here, blank reclusion, same explosion, reclusion, explosion. The words are just coming at you. It's punchy. And that's the point, I feel like, in makeup is a lie. She had to say it again. All makeup is a lie. Not just some, all of it. Then we have the third verse, 10 years passed in boredom. And like I said, when I heard that line, I mean, no matter what he's talking about or whatever, 10 years passed in boredom. I mean, that's relatable as well. 10 years just goes by like that. If I could snap, I made my way to Paris. So here we go again. To stand before her grave. So it seems like he knew this person. She exclaimed this, whatever. I mean, at least from where he seems to be coming from in the song. He goes away and she passes 10 years later. And he made his way to Paris to stand before a gravestone. That's what I'm getting anyway. I read the words in granite, and it seems like those words were put on her stone too, and that doesn't just make them temporary, like when she was saying them or whatever. Those words are now permanent on that granite of all makeup is a lie, or just makeup is a lie. And obviously she took that to her grave. And then, and again, that's the whole point. She, not just Morrissey saying this here, it's, that person that he's talking about, that woman he's talking about. And then at the end, we have the chorus, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, makeup is a lie. And it's just so quirky and so weird and just different. And I got that automatically from, like I said, I guess it's the album cover, but it's the, cover of the video that you guys watched with me, and of him just looking in shock and awe and all this stuff. I mean, from the get-go of seeing that, I was like, this is going to be different, I imagine, because what is that picture? Anyway, but the makeup is a lie. Again, I've seen people talk about these lyrics, but I feel that the lyrics are pretty self-explanatory. And so again, some people say it's, badly written or whatever. But again, this is kind of what I expect from Morrissey, makeup is a lie. And kind of what you can get from that, and, what that references and what that really means. And I mean, it speaks to him very much. So anyway, I'm not really surprised, but I am surprised by the sound here. Very different. I feel like I've said that many different times now, but at the same point, it's just an odd kind of banger. I mean, I don't know. There's some kind of good quality, maybe not good, but there's some kind of quality about it that makes you want to listen to it again. But that's just me. I mean, I've seen people say that they don't want to hear this ever again. So very, it's out there. And like I said, Morrissey can pretty much do whatever he wants now because he's had all the success or whatever. So why not just put out some different bangers than before? So anyway, I guess that's all I got to say. So thanks for requesting this one last week. I had no idea that he was putting out another album. Have not caught up with a lot of that stuff. And yeah, so this was fun. So thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, all of those things. I really appreciate all the support. And I'll talk to you guys again soon.